Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for the season of Girls, because the season 4 finale just ended. Well, I just watched it at least, and I figured that since it ended that I would review it, because if you guys remember, I really was not into Girls in season 3. I thought that it was a good show, I just really was not into it. It wasn't my thing anymore. And overall, what did I think of Girls season 4? It really put me back into the show. I think the arcs were a lot more interesting. There was some stuff that I did not like about the season. There was a lot of stuff I didn't like about the season. I still feel this is HBO's weakest show. I'm going to say that. It definitely, I think, is still their weakest show. I think that Togetherness is a lot better. I still have a lot of problems with a lot of the characters. And I'll get to that, but there's a lot of stuff I liked a lot more about the season that I liked a lot more than last season. First of all, I was into the season a lot more. I think the arcs overall were a lot more interesting. We're first going to talk about Hannah, because Hannah's arc, I really enjoyed where they took it this season, because Hannah's always been kind of a self-centered character, and this season it kind of gave her a little bit of a reality check, because she ends up going away to Iowa in the beginning of the season, and you're thinking, okay, this is where she's going to be. She's now with Adam. She's very happy with him. And I like the two together, but I've always sort of not liked Adam and Hannah together. You know, Adam's very controlling. They just don't seem compatible together anymore. So eventually Hannah ends up getting back from Iowa, and she learns that Adam has actually left her for this new girl called Mimi Rose. And Mimi Rose and Adam, they are now together, and I really thought that was great for Hannah, because Hannah now has to go through this reality check, and I thought that was very well done the way they did it, definitely, because, you know, really was sort of like Hannah getting a taste of her own medicine, Hannah seeing what's happening to her, and I definitely really enjoyed that, because Hannah deserves a reality check. She deserves for this to happen to her, and I was happy that it did happen. So, basically, everything comes crashing down for Hannah. You know, she ends up moving back in with Elijah, of all people, and I was like, please, no, please, I don't want a repeat of Season 2, Episode 3, and luckily we didn't, because I actually like what they did with Elijah, because Elijah and Hannah, I think, are really good friends. I do like them as friends. I think they're good together, and seeing them back in their apartment, I thought was cool to see. It was sort of like a repeat of Season 2, but the other big revelation that comes out here, and by the way, guys, this probably isn't going to be a very long review, because I don't have too much to say about the season. The other big revelation that comes out is that we find out that Hannah's father is actually gay. Her father, Tad, he is gay, and he's been hiding it, and Elijah said this from, like, the beginning of the show when he was first introduced. He always thought that he was gay, and it kind of does make sense. I mean, the way he's always been, he hasn't really been into his wife a lot. He's been a lot more into men, and you can kind of see that happen. But the thing I didn't like is that episode 9, they tried to shove that in your face so much, and it got really, really annoying. I just didn't really like it overall. I didn't like the way they tried to handle it. I didn't like the way that was done. I just didn't really care too much about that arc. I wanted to, but I didn't, because they shoved it down our throats so much that he's gay and things like that, and Hannah was so not okay with it. It's just like, I don't understand. You have a friend that's gay, but yet you don't understand. I just didn't get it. I really didn't. And, my other gripe with the season is that Adam and Mimi Rose are not that interesting. There's an episode where we tried to focus on them, and they're not really that interesting. They're just not really, I just didn't find them to be that interesting. I found Adam's Girlfriend Season 2 to be a lot more interesting. What was her name? Now I can't remember her name. What was her name? Shit, what was her name? I can't remember her name now. Natalia. Natalia I thought was a lot more interesting in Season 2. I just found Mimi Rose to be kind of just a boring character, and Hannah ends up getting this teaching job, and she gets really close with one of her students. It's kind of strange the way that all worked out, but I kind of like the bonding between her and that one student. I thought it was good overall. I thought it was good that they were bonding. I definitely really enjoyed that. However, my favorite thing that happened to Hannah is the end of Season 2, because the end of Season 2, she really gets this reality check. She also ends up going out with this guy, Fran, who I like Fran overall. He seemed like a nice guy. He seemed like the right guy for her, but the thing is that he just seemed too perfect for her. Hannah doesn't really deserve someone that perfect, and I thought that he was good for her, and I really do like those two together, and basically in the season finale what ends up happening is that Adam's sister ends up going into labor, or his sister Caroline, something like that. She ends up going into labor, and Hannah actually witnesses the birth of the baby, and this sort of makes Hannah realize that she really doesn't stand a chance with Adam. I like that she decided that she needs to break things off with Adam, because the whole season, everyone was telling her you can't be with Adam anymore, and Jessa told her that, Marnie told her that, even Shoshana told her that, everyone told her that, so I'm happy that she decided to break things off with Adam, because that was the right thing to do, and so she breaks things off with Adam, and basically we go 6 months later, she goes to Fran, and I think season 2 is pretty much season 5 is pretty much gonna be Hannah and Fran together. I think that's what it's gonna be. I really do see these two together. I see them in a relationship, and I think that that's what's gonna happen between the two of them, and I like that overall. I like the way things ended there. I like the way they left it off, and I'm interested in seeing what's actually gonna happen there. And also seems like she's gonna try to get a full-time job as a teacher, because right now it's a part-time job, and she's saying that she wants to get a full-time job as a teacher because she really likes kids and things like that, and I think it's going to be interesting to see if she really does do that, because I like Hannah's teacher. She actually, surprisingly, is a very good teacher, and those scenes we've seen of her as teacher, I think that'd be a good job for her. I like to see her do that, and it's going to be interesting to see if she actually does decide to do that, because I think that'd be good for her. So, yeah, I think that'd be great for her to get that job as a teacher. So now let's get to the most controversial character of the season, Marnie. A lot of people have not liked Marnie. I really like Marnie's character. Sure, she's self-centered. Sure, she's into herself. But Marnie's always been that way. And yeah, Marnie didn't really grow as a character, but I liked her arc a lot. Not only because it was music, but just because we got to hear Allison Williams sing. And plus the fact that things are just going so well for Marnie. I mean, she has this really successful music career with Desi, but she doesn't really like it because the whole time he wants to go solo, but she really wants to make it a duet sort of thing. And I knew that those two were not really going to last together. And one of my favorite parts of the season, though, was seeing their songs. Their songs were really good, definitely. A lot of people made fun of them, but I really like their songs. I think their songs were very she and him. She kept saying that, but he doesn't really want the band to be like that. He doesn't want the songs to be like that. He wants to go solo, and he wants to focus on his own music. In the meantime, you have Ray, who I love what they did with Ray this season. Ray, I didn't really care what happened in the beginning, but then he's constantly wanting Marnie and really wants to get back together with Marnie and wants to be with Marnie. And I think it's because he sees what Marnie's going through. He sees how talented she is, and I honestly would be fine with a Marnie and Ray if they got together, because Ray has this confrontation with Desi, and Desi ends up proposing to Marnie, which Ray is pissed about. He's pissed that it happened, and he wants to stop it no matter what. He also gets close with Shoshana. They try to stop something, but it doesn't exactly work, so they start like these protest things, but basically he ends up getting closer with Marnie, and he tells Desi straight out that he hates him. He thinks he's a terrible person. He thinks that he's completely wrong for Marnie, which he really is. I mean, he doesn't want to listen to any of Marnie's suggestions, and Marnie, he actually ends up ditching Marnie, and Marnie goes solo, and I could actually see Marnie having a good career. I could see her getting a good solo career. I could see her and Ray getting together. I think Ray is going to make her a better person, because we all have to admit, Marnie's not really a nice person. She's not. I mean, there's a scene where Shoshana wants her help, and Marnie's like, let's not talk about you, let's talk about me, because that's all she really cares about. And I can understand if someone hates Marnie. I don't hate Marnie. I think Marnie is just so obsessed with, like, fame that she really doesn't care about anything else, which I think if she was with Ray, I think Ray can fix that. I think Ray can turn her into a better person, and I think Ray is going to be the one to help her out with that. So I hope that happens with Marnie, because I'd love to see that, because I really like for that to happen to Marnie. I hope that really does happen. Jessa, we had nothing to do this season, and that's really my only thing, is that I didn't care about Jessa's character whatsoever. Jessa became my least favorite out of the four because she had nothing to do. She was such a background character. However, the end of the season, though, now she thinks that she may be going into possibly a therapist, which I think would be good for her overall, especially because of how many problems she's had. I think it would be good for her to be a therapist, but I really don't know how Jessa would be. I just don't really care about her character. I really don't. And, like, people don't care about Marnie. I don't care about Jessa. I find her boring. I find her dumb. I like all the other characters more, and I just find her kind of boring. I really do. I'm being honest. I think that the actress that plays her is great. I just find her character really boring. Shoshana, of course, I love her, and she still had some great stuff this season. First of all, she graduated college, and I love that she cut her hair shorter because she wants to look more professional. Like, that's so something that Shoshana would do. That's why she did it. She wants to look professional and everything, so she gets a shorter haircut, and the whole season she's trying to look for a job. She's trying to find a good job for herself, and she really wants to find the perfect job and everything. And I thought that was really well done the way they did it. Eventually, she does end up finding a job. In fact, she gets really close with this one guy, and she actually ends up she's now going away to Japan. But my thing is, maybe is this actually going to work out for her? Is this really going to work out well? Shoshana to me seems like she's still the nicest out of all of them. She's still the only one that's not a complete bitch and not a complete, like, self-centered person. I think Hannah's on the road to recovery. Marnie's still very self-centered, but I feel like she's going to turn her life around as well. I kind of feel like that's where we're going in Season 5, seeing all of them sort of turn their lives around and turn to better people, because they're not good people right now. They're not nice people. They're not nice people to be around, especially Marnie. She is this very self-centric person. She pretty much thinks I think if Marnie said she thinks she's like this big celebrity, but she's really not, and Marnie needs a reality check, and I think Ray's the only person that can give her that reality check. So I really feel in Season 4, in Season 5, that's where we're headed. And I really don't have much else to say about this season. I mean, overall, it was a really solid season, but I don't have much to say because Girls is still HBO's weakest show. It's still the show I'm least into on HBO. I was into Togetherness a lot more. I just don't have a lot to talk about Girls, because I feel like there was a lot of stuff that was completely unfocused. For example, the whole thing, there were so many things that I just didn't care about that just was like, I don't care. You know, so many things that just went on and were just random. Like Elijah, for example. His character was so random this season, and he didn't just went away. All these things went away. The whole thing with Tad, I didn't care about, and I just feel like there was so much stuff that didn't really matter that we didn't get to focus on the stuff that did actually matter, which was a big problem for me. I will say the most well-done episode of the season is a tie between the season finale, because I thought that was really well done, and episode 5. Episode 5 is one of the best episodes Girls has ever done, because it's all Hannah's world just crumbling apart and her trying to build herself back up, and it's awesome to see. I love seeing Hannah get that reality check. I'd love to see that to happen to Marnie next season, because Marnie definitely is the one that needs that. Hannah, I think she's starting to realize that it's not all about her. Marnie doesn't realize that yet, and I think Ray's going to be the person that helps her, as I said, but we'll see what happens overall. So what did you guys think of this season overall? I think this has probably been not the strongest season of Girls. The strongest season is still Season 2. I think Season 2 is still the strongest season of Girls, but this is probably the second strongest season. I really enjoyed it overall. I love what happened to Hannah. I really like Marnie's stuff. I like Shoshana's stuff. Jessa, I just want her to get something to do. How she can be as a therapist, I don't know. We'll see. What do you think about Shoshana? Is she going to be successful in Japan with this new job? How's that going to be overall? I'm very happy that Shoshana actually got a job, because she was struggling for a while. What did you think about what did you think about Tad and him being gay? I mean, the only thing we really got with that in the season finale was Hannah calling him. That's really all we got. I know this was a shorter review. I know I've done much longer reviews for seasons, but I just didn't have too much to say about the season because I haven't been as into it. But that's really it for my review of the 4th season of Girls. Let me know what you guys saw this season overall. I am looking forward to next season. We'll see how it is, and I'll see you guys in my... Also, is Hannah going to end up with Fran? I could see those two getting together. We'll see how it is, but... Hannah and Adam kind of seems like it's over. I really do see those two being over. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for Shameless. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.